Alright, so today I'm back with yet another chapter review, and today we will go over chapter 261, which is going to be something really special, as we will continue talking about Kaiser's backstory and his time in the Bastard Munchen Academy, and then in the end, when we get back into the game, Isagi will say something which will make him furious, which is something that you definitely don't want to miss, so be sure to stick till the end. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking, and let's get right into the chapter. However, before that, I'm trying to hit 45,000 subscribers before summer, and there's 83% of people who watch my video haven't subscribed yet. So if you could fix that by going down and subscribing to the channel, that would be awesome. And while you're already down there, you can always leave a like and a comment. And with that out of the way, let's finally get into it. Alright, so to start this chapter off, we see Kaiser, who is getting his neck tattooed with his infamous blue rose. In the background, you can hear someone talking to him. He says that he heard that Kaiser took down 7 police officers with just a soccer ball. Kaiser tries to defend himself and says that he just ended the fight that they started. We then see that it's Ray Dark whom he is talking to, and he compliments Kaiser and says that it's good, explaining that he's traveling the world to scout untapped lumps of soccer talent like Kaiser himself. After that, we get to the Bastard Munchen training clubhouse, where Ray and Kaiser stand side by side, and Ray tells Kaiser that from now on, this is where he belongs, but that he has to pass the pro exam first. However, Kaiser thinks that it won't be a problem, as he is really willing to do whatever it takes to escape from his house. Anyway, he goes into the clubhouse and is greeted very welcomingly by everyone there, who even says that they have heard lots about him. Kaiser takes a quick glance at them and says that these are people who, unlike himself, people wanted them to be born. Anyway, they decided to eat together, and they even complimented Kaiser's blue rose tattoo. However, as he looks down at his food, something strange happens. He feels kindness, but Kaiser hasn't felt that before and doesn't know how to receive goodwill, so he just throws his food onto one of the players' faces, who rightfully gets angry at him and asks him what he is doing. But Kaiser explains that it's way easier for him to live as the target of malice, and with that, he starts to go wild at them while they try to de-escalate the fight. However, in the end, soccer is a sport played by 11 players, and guys who are hated don't get passes. We can clearly see that as they are playing, but Kaiser isn't getting the ball. He knows that if he's going to succeed in this environment, he needs the ability to fight on his own. He needs his own overwhelming weapon, and because of that, he starts to train like crazy as he tries to find something that would clearly prove his existence to everyone. He needed to make an impact. This is really cool to hear, as we know that his weapon is called Kaiser Impact. He says that rather than a conspiracy of goodwill, he needs a dog who will submit to his malice. After that, we got to the Bastard Munchen tryouts, and we saw Ness, who got run over by 2 of the Bastard Munchen players. However, Kaiser doesn't care about that, and just says that he seems like a good test subject. He looks at Ness, who's lying on the floor, and says that his dribbling, passing imagination, and all of his abilities are above criticism. And if that wasn't good enough, then he is also isolated, which made Kaiser really take his eyes on him. After that, we see Kaiser asking Ness if he believes in the impossible. However, he didn't want to help Ness to be nice, but instead knew that this was the perfect time to erode his heart. And with that, Kaiser gradually started to understand his disposition. He scored more and more goals, and the other players started to fear him. But Kaiser only said that the feeling he got felt so good. By using victory to hurt people and warp them, he's basically using malice to prove his existence. It then says that the being known as Michael Kaiser took great pleasure in eroding others' hearts and living on inside them as a scar. After that, we also see Kaiser undergoing some kind of transformation, while the players he's beaten are seen crying on the ground. However, after that, things only got worse, as destroying people's dreams and rewriting their sense of values become a symbol of impossibility that taught them true despair. And because of that, Kaiser believed that it was the ultimate destination of the impulse that gave its first cry at that moment. By doing so, he felt that bit by bit, and every time he harvested new despair, he became a little more human, which sounds so fucked, but also so incredibly cool. At the same time as he was doing all of that, he would picture his father, whom he'd hated so much, understanding that he hurt Kaiser just so he could maintain the feeling that he was alive. This was why, instead of saying thank you, he instead hit Kaiser every day, and instead of saying I love you, he instead called Kaiser a piece of shit. After that, Kaiser realized that he was doing the same thing as his shitty father did, except that he was trying to do it to the world's soccer players, and that's why he started dreaming about becoming the world's best. But quickly, let's just look at this panel. Kaiser looks so incredibly cool right here, with his flowers all around his body, and his insanely cool tattoo, which goes down to his arm. Anyway, after that, we get into the match again, and we see that PXG is starting with the ball. The goalkeeper kicks out the ball, and the game is on again. The ball is going toward Nanas and Ness, but Ness manages to just in time block Nanas and jump up to head the ball, and the ball lands on Kaiser, who's already in a heated battle with Karasu. Ness told Kaiser to go and get the next goal, and with that, Kaiser was locked in. He says that he won't miss again, but that he's currently 35 meters from the goal and is too far to shoot. However, he knows that if he waits for 5 more meters, he will stop the ball and be in the perfect situation. However, just then, something unexpected happens as both Isagi and Rin go up towards Kaiser. Rin calls Kaiser tepid, and Isagi is wondering why the hell he is stopping, screaming at him to continue going and that Rin is coming. However, Rin says that it's already too late, and then all of them clash with each other and the ball goes high up into the sky and Kaiser loses his attack. Nanas compliments Rin's defenses and Raichi tells them to grab the second ball. Kaiser falls down onto the ground and says that everything he gained by winning is now slowly but surely being stolen and destroyed. As Kaiser is beginning to get back on his feet, Isagi starts talking to him, which shocks Kaiser a bit. Isagi has his back towards him and asks Kaiser if he finally gets it, telling him that this team isn't his anymore. And with that, he looks back right at Kaiser, and Isagi's eyes are burning while he tells Kaiser to kneel to him and calls him a shitty clown. Kaiser's eyes begin to melt by that, but we then see Noah from the sidelines, who is looking at this extremely closely and says that this is it, Kaiser, and that it's finally time for him to fight with his ego. Isagi begins to run away, but Kaiser is still down on the ground and is beginning to lose it as he says that evolution only happens in adversity, while looking like he is about to kill someone soon, probably Isagi, if I'm honest. Anyway, I can't seem to find the name for the next chapter, so to finish off this video, let's just go over and talk about this chapter. And let me just say that I saw a lot of people switching their opinions on Kaiser in the previous chapter, but now switches back, which I found a little bit funny, so I thought that I should weigh in and say that I think about it. Firstly, Kaiser didn't have to be that mean towards his teammate in the beginning, who was nice and greeted him. However, when you come from a place of constant abuse and mistreatment, it's hard to just simply adjust, and as Kaiser himself stated, it was easier for him to live as a target of malice, as he already was used to that. Next up is Ness. And yes, he treats Ness horribly, and there's no excuse for that. However, Ness is still sticking around Kaiser, as even though he is mistreated, he looks at Kaiser as his friend. And once again, I'm not saying that what Kaiser does to Ness is okay, but you also gotta realize that thanks to Kaiser, Ness got his dream. He's now playing football, and is able to feel the feeling of magic. And if they didn't meet in that tryout, that might have never happened, but that's just my take on it. However, I like how Kaiser acts like the villain of the story now, but I wonder if he will have some sort of realization as Baru had when he played against Isagi. I know that Baru is still seeing himself as the king, but he was able to at least work together on a surface level. Now let's just talk about how cold Isagi was when he told Kaiser to kneel to him, and even called him a shitty clown. This is just the Munchen City game all over again, and I'm loving it because just look at Isagi. He looks so cool, and him just telling Kaiser that bastard Munchen is his team now goes so hard. However, I doubt that this will stay this way, as something is going to happen soon, because it would be boring if it's the same as in the Munchen City match. So I definitely think that Kaiser will be the one to score the next goal or the last, especially now that Noah is talking about Kaiser, and he isn't even subbing him out after making all of these mistakes, so he has to have some belief in Kaiser. But what do you think about that? And do you think that Kaiser will score any goals this game? Please write it down in the comments. Anyway, yeah, this is just my thoughts on it, and please leave your thoughts and theories down in the comments, as I love reading them. If you like Blue Lock and videos like this, then I would highly suggest you subscribe to this channel, and while you are at it, leave a comment and a like, as it helps out with the algorithm a ton. And if you are curious to see another video of mine, then please watch the video that will be popping up on the screen now. Anyway, thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.